This is the 14th chapter, children. Chapter 14. Water. Too little to waste, children. Remaining part of this lesson we are going to study in this session, children. So I am requesting you have to open your 7th class science textbook. Textbook page number you have to open 131 and you have to concentrate properly, children. And your classwork and your study material keep beside you. Okay, now? So, children, figure number 1 on the textbook page number 131C. Inorganic impurities. Inorganic impurities into the water. What are they, children? Okay. Nitrates, phosphates, metals, etc. And bacteria and other microbes such as the which cause cholera, typhoid, dysentery, etc. Okay. And organic impurities, human feces, animal waste, oil, urea, pesticides, herbicides, fruits and vegetable waste, etc. children. Okay. The impurities are called contaminants. These impurities are called contaminants. Okay. So these are the water impurities, children. So write in the classwork, children. What are contaminants? Okay. What are called contaminants? What are called contaminants? What are called contaminants? Write the answer, children. The water impurities like the water impurities like organic impurities, inorganic impurities, inorganic impurities, bacteria and other microbes. Other microbes are called contaminants. Okay, so right. What are called contaminants? The water impurities like organic impurities, inorganic impurities, bacteria and other microbes are called contaminants. Okay, so afterwards we'll see the next question. In this only you have to add the answer, children. Okay. Organic impurities. A. Organic impurities. Organic impurities. What are the organic impurities? You have to mention here. Human feces. urea, oil, urea, oil, pesticides, pesticides, herbicides, herbicides, fruit and vegetable waste, fruit and vegetable waste, fruit and vegetable waste, it's 6, okay, etc. etc. These are the organic impurities, okay children. And the next you have to write inorganic impurities, B1, inorganic impurities, nitrates, nitrates, phosphates, phosphates, metals, etc. Okay. So I think this is over after part. Here I will write last bacteria and other microbes. C option. Okay. Under this only how to continue. A, B after have to write C option. So I did not have the place here, but writing the C, bacteria and other microbes. So I am writing the C here. C. After B complete, you have to copy the C. Okay. Bacteria, bacteria and other microbes. Other microbes. What are that? Such as those. Such as those which cause cholera, which cause cholera, typhoid, dysentery, etc. Copy that children. Over children. Now we see process the wastewater treatment plant. Process the wastewater treatment plant. How the wastewater get the treatment and it will be purified. You see here. Treatment of wastewater involves physical, chemical and biological process. The three way we can do the treatment of wastewater with the physical, chemical and biological, which remove chemical and biological matter that contaminates water, which removes through this process which remove chemical and biological matter that contaminates water. Contaminates polluted. Okay. Stage 1, see children. Wastewater is passed through bar screens. Large objects like rags, sticks, cans, plastic packets, etc. are removed by these. So, see children, here are the bars. Okay. So, through the bar, wastewater is passed through the bar screens. These are the bar screens. So, when the wastewater passed through the bar screen, children, whatever the into the wastewater like rags, sticks, cans, okay, cans, plastics, packets are mixed into that wastewater, that will be removed from the water. Okay, this is the stage 1, bar screens. Stage 2 is water then goes to a grit and sand removal tank. Okay, water that goes to grit and there sand removal tank will be there. The speed of the incoming wastewater is decreased to allow sand, grit and pebbles to settle down. Here the sand, pebbles can remove from the wastewater children in the stage 2, and stage 3 is the water is then allowed to settle in a large tank which is sloped towards the middle. Solids like faces settle at the bottom and are removed with a scraper. This is the sludge. A skimmer removes the floatable solids like oil and grease. Water so clear is called clarified water. So in this process children, if in the water if soluble in this water if solids like oil or grease are mixed, that will be removed from the water. It is called clarified water children in the stage 3. And stage 4 is the sludge is transferred to a separate tank where it is decomposed by anaerobic bacteria. The biogas produced in the process can be used as fuel or can be used to produce electricity. Okay, so here biogas produced in this process children, in this stage 4 purification of water, stage 4 biogas produced in this process and fuel can be used to produce electricity. This biogas used as a fuel or can be used for a produce of electricity. And the stage 5, air is pumped into the clarified water to help aerobic bacteria to grow. Bacteria consume human waste, food waste, soaps and other unwanted matter till remaining in clarified water. Okay, so in this clarified water children, okay, with the air pumped they release aerobic bacteria to grow in this water, and this aerobic bacteria consume human waste, food waste and soaps and other unwanted waste. These bacteria consume children and then still remaining in the clarifying water. Stage 3 is after several hours the suspended microbes settle at the bottom of the tank as activated sludge. The water is then removed from the top. And the 7th is the activated sludge is about 97% water. The water is removed by sand drying beds or machines. Dried sludge is used a manner returning organic matter and nutrients to the soil. The treated water has a very low level of organic material and suspended matter. It is discharged into the sea, a river or into the ground. Nature cleans it up further. Sometimes it may be necessary to disinfect water with chemicals like chlorine and ozone before releasing into the distribution system like river, groundwater and etc. After clarifying this all water, all contaminants, impurities from the water, this water released into the rivers, lakes, okay, and there by naturally it will be purification will be done children. Otherwise sometimes in this water they will with the help of chlorine and ozone they purify the impurities and then they release then they store into the river and ponds this water. So this is the wastewater treatment children. Okay, so 7 stages are there. Next, disease caused by untreated water. Disease caused by untreated water. We'll see, children. If wastewater is not treated and allowed to pass as such into our resources, it becomes a cause for a large number of diseases. This is what happens at Ramu's village. All residents there release wastewater from kitchen, bathroom and toilets outside their houses, which gets stagnated and causes disease like diarrhea, malaria, typhoid and cholera. So children, this releasing of the wastewater into the out of their houses from the kitchen, bathroom, toilets, and which is from the stagnated and caused like diseases like diarrhea, malaria, typhoid and cholera, children. Okay na? So once you have to read this silently. So like this, untreated water cause for the diseases like malaria, typhoid, diarrhea and dysentery, children. Okay. So other ways of disposing sewage. Sewage means what? Liquid waste, children. Called the sewage. Okay. Other ways of disposing sewage we'll see here. We dispose wastewater in our daily life in different ways and means. We often see water stagnated near bore-wells or beside houses. Sometimes human and animals' exertions also mix with this water. We get a foul smell when we walk near those areas. To prevent this, we need a proper drainage system. So children, what I told, we dispose wastewater in a daily life in different ways and means. Often see water stagnated near borewells or beside houses. So water stagnated, we see most of times water stagnated near borewells and houses, and that stagnated water gives the bad smell, foul smell when we passes through that stagnated water. So it is cause for the diseases, children. To prevent this, we need a proper drainage system. To prevent this situation, we need proper drainage system, children. In some villages and towns, we can see drainage canals on both sides of the streets to maintain flow of wastewaters. Now, types of drainage system. Generally, we make some arrangements in our areas to carry wastewater and other materials released by domestic activities. In some places, people construct a ditch to settle drainage water. In some places, they make the wastewater flow in canals to their fields or to the wastelands around. So, this is the different types of drainage system, children. And the next we will see here conservation of water, children. How we should conserve the water, because water is very precious. We perform many activities in our daily life using water. We can conserve water by adopting certain good practices. Let us read about the practice performed at Mary's house. What practice they perform in the Mary's house? I am Mary. There are 6 persons in my family. My grandfather says water is precious, so don't waste it. My mother collects water in a bucket after cleaning rice, dal and vegetable in the kitchen, which contains peels of vegetables, and we use this water for our cattle. We do not throw solid foods, remains, tea leaves and oily waste down to the drain. My father makes a channel so that the kitchen and bathroom water flows to the coconut and banana plants in our garden. We always use mild soaps and detergent so that this water may not harm our plants. One day my grandfather asked me to measure drops of water which leaked from a tap in the bathroom. I noticed that 3 mugs full of water leaked from that taps in a day. Then she asked me to calculate how many mugs of water was wasted in a year. We immediately got our tap repaired. Okay, so like this way in Mary's house they are using the waters in the kitchen and the bathrooms sending through Chinas to their garden, coconut garden and banana garden. They did not using the harmful soaps. They are using the mild soaps and detergents, which is not harmful to the plants into the garden, children. And in their bathroom, the tap leakage is there and water is leaking there, and the drops falling down. Grandfather told how many drops of water leaked there, count. So Mary told 3 jugs in a day, 3 full jugs in a day. So grandfather told complete in a year how many water leaked. So they realized their mistake and they called the tap repairs plumber and they repaired their tap. Like this way you also save the water, conserve the water. This is the conservation of water. Another step towards conservation. Nallavalli is the oldest Vana Saurakshana Samiti VSS of Medak district, which was formed in 1993 with 600 members. An area of 310.40 hectares has been allotted from Nallavalli forest block to the VSS members. Prior to formation of Vana Saurakshana Samiti, the socio-economic conditions of the villagers was bad. Many of them used migrate to other places as their lands were not suitable for cultivation due to lack of enough groundwater. They could only raise rain-fed crops like jowar, red gram, horse gram, maize, etc. Availability of water even for drinking purpose was also difficult as all open wells and bore wells used to dry up in summer season. The VSS members have constructed several percolation tanks, counter trenches to harvest the rainwater. Check dams and rockfill dams have also been constructed to conserve water to revive the forest area. So children, in the Nallavalli, the groundwater level is very less. That's why many people are migrated to the towns and cities in search of the occupation, in search of the jobs, children. Okay, livelihood, because the cultivation is not possible due to the scarcity of water. That's why the VSS members constructed their counter trenches harvesting the rainwater, and check dams and rockfill dams they constructed, and they are conserving water to the forest area now. Okay children, so here we completed the chapter 14 water too little too waste. I am requesting you have to read textbook page number 133 to 138 36 pages silently, then we will discuss the further topic. So children, here we completed our chapter 14 water too little too waste. So I am requesting you, once you go through the lesson reading, because lesson reading is very important, then only you understood the subject given in the chapter, and go through the reading of study material question answers and understand each and every question answers clearly. Then try to write in your own words in the homework, children. So today's our Sakshi, you have to note like this. Sakshi, Sakshi, subject you have to write science, class you have to write 7th class, and children you have to write learn and write all question and answers from chapter 14 in HW one time. And here take parents and teachers side, children. Do the homework in the neat handwriting and send it to the given school mail ID, children. In a time, children, don't keep any pending works. Here we completed chapters 14 successfully. We will meet with the next chapter in the next session. Till then, children, bye bye.